Yo, this your boy Brown One. Y'all go ahead, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Y'all know what it is, and share this shit. Keep it moving. Um, and today, y'all go ahead and get ready to hear what I gotta say. And what today is all about for me is knowing what your worth is. You know, despite what you go through in life and who you run across in life, you are still deserving of something great. It don't matter if it's a best friend. It don't matter if your family. It don't matter if it's your old lady or your old man. Understand that there's a limit to everything. There's boundaries for everything that we do. You know what I mean? So don't go around letting people just step over you and walk over you, because at the end of the day, that's how it's going to play out for the rest of your fucking life. Like they say, you can't go along raising your kids without discipline, and then when they turn 15, you jump on them. Don't know where that shit come from. So it's always good to understand that everybody has boundaries and everybody has things that they're willing to tolerate and things that they're not going to tolerate. Now, with you knowing your worth as a person, like, what do you tolerate? You get what I'm saying? Me personally, I can tell you what I don't tolerate. I don't tolerate, subliminally lying to me. I don't support or condone, fucking cheat and all that shit like that. Even though sex ain't really that important to me when it comes to stuff like that, because you could have sex with somebody and not care about them at all. I understand that aspect of it. And a lot of that going on right now, that's what we call casual sex right now. So I mean, besides all that, man, I need y'all to understand. You know what I mean? Boundaries are everything. You got to let people know what you want from the gate. You cannot sit up there and spawn this shit up like 2 or 3 years down the road. Whenever you come to that table, which is the empire you want, you got to understand that you'll do anything to protect that. And if you don't lay out the rules and you don't lay out the parameters of everything, how you expect this shit to run? You can't be the only one that respect it. That's all I'm saying. And all this shit requires respect. You know what I'm saying? If you don't respect your significant other or anybody, how can you explain your shit working or not working? You can't. The only thing about that shit is you gotta open your mouth and be very, very vocal about it, because a lot of people ain't gonna know how you feeling or what you thinking until you open your mouth. And even sometimes, you gotta get a little crazy with people, let them know that you ain't playing, and letting them know you're not gonna fucking just straight do me however you want to. And that shit falls into something totally else, which is, I'm going to treat you like you treated me type shit. I'm going to do a you on you. And sometimes that shit ain't required. Sometimes it's better just to cut people off and keep on pushing. Because at the end of the day, if you keep having that reoccurring issue, it's not a mistake no more. They doing that shit on purpose. So you got to understand, how much of your worth are you giving away because you care about somebody? Understand, caring is more than just oh, I like this person, I wish the best for them. It's more than that. You gotta actually be ready to lift that person up, push them to be greater. And if they're not doing that, what's your point of even being with that person? I don't understand that. I see people with losers all the time. That's men and women. Women get their ass beat by guys a lot and still be like, oh, I love him. Oh, you scared. Don't live out of fear, man. If that motherfucker don't mean you nothing, guess what? I'm pretty sure it's somebody in the hood that'll protect you from this cat, especially if you're not trying to be around this guy. And vice versa on the other end. Guys, stop being afraid to be men. Stop being afraid to say, hey, listen, I ain't having this, and if you can't give me what I want, I'm gone. Sometimes we give people fucking 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 chances for no absolute reason at all, and we shouldn't. You know what I mean? Because they keep doing the same reoccurring thing. The same shit that you ask the same shit that you ask that you like, hey, I don't want that. And they keep doing it to you anyway. So what's the point of trying to keep having that same potential seeking out of that person? Obviously, they showing you that they don't care about what you see in them. They just gonna keep on doing them. You know what I mean? So you ain't gotta sit back and take that shit, man. That's real life. I know me, because I can forgive certain things, but after a while, the same things get kind of redundant to me. And I'm just like, okay, I'm tired of saying it's okay, or I'm tired of hearing I'm sorry for those same things. You can't keep taking I'm sorry. Sorry is when something happened once time, and that's called a mistake. Anything after that, they playing you. You got to understand that. Put all your feelings on the table. Put all your thoughts on the table. Let them know what you're going to have and what you're not going to have. Because if you don't, it's no basis. It's no foundation. You can't have a relationship off of nothing. You get what I'm saying? So And just don't jump into it. And a lot of people do, oh, she cute, or he sexy, or whatever. I'm just gonna jump right into the situation. You can't do that. You gotta have a plan, because if you don't, you're gonna fail if you don't plan. Old heads taught you that a long time ago. Plan to fail. If you fail to plan to fail, because you gotta have an idea. You gotta have a plan. Not just on your end, y'all both have to have a plan. And you can lose your self-worth throughout all that, trying to figure out what's good for you and what you want from that person. And another thing is, man, y'all gotta understand, you can't have your fucking expectation bar way above. You can't do that. I mean, you gotta understand, people are people, and you're gonna get failed by people. You know what I mean? And they're gonna be the first one to fail you. Always look towards God for your inspiration, and with his expectations, you'll never be, disappointed. But on earth, men, women all around the world are gonna disappoint you. And then you're gonna lose a little bit of yourself every time you go through some shit. Every time. You know what I mean? You just always gonna be like, man, maybe I ain't doing this right, or maybe, I need to look at it different. Sometimes that's just a brick fucking wall. You just gotta bump into that thing a couple times to understand that thing ain't moving. So what do? You remove yourself. That's what you do. All your situations and everything that's combined that you don't want is that wall that's stopping you. How do you get to the other side? Use your brain. Understand that your heart can trick you a million times over. A million times over. Your heart know what's real, and your brain make it difficult. Y'all gotta remember that. And when the boundaries and shit kick in, you gotta understand, either they gonna respect it or they're not. And if they don't respect it, guess what? They don't appreciate your worth. How simple is that, people? Understand that. People that don't care and won't lift you and won't push you forward, you do not need them. I repeat, you do not need them. Because them the same people that behind your back talking shit about you the most. And what's your worth like now? It's all according to you. It's according on how you look at life. It's according on what you tolerate and what you willing to accept in this life. Because if you don't got that figured out, guess what? You're on a rude awakening. When that shit come around, that shit gonna be terrible. You're gonna get ran over and mistreated because you ain't got no worth for yourself. And you can't just walk around with no worth, because God put us down here for a reason. We gotta create a message. We gotta leave a legacy, and we can't do that just dragging these extra people along in our lives. You know what I mean? We can't do that. Some people there for a reason, season, or a lifetime, and you gotta figure out which one it is. So don't never forget your worth. You worth all this in this world. Everything. God said it belonged to you. Speaking into existence, and it shall happen. Always remember, I don't care what you hear, ladies. You're beautiful all the way around. All of you. I don't care what your color is. I don't care what your size is. I don't care about none of that extra shit. You're all beautiful. And if that man can't make you feel like that, well, all well. What is your worth like? Life like? What is your worth like? Ask yourself that. And if you can't get the answer to that, obviously, guess what? You in a trouble with your identity. You don't know who you are no more. You just don't know who you are no more. And is that worth being in a relationship with somebody who can't remind you and reassure you of who you are? That's why they call it self-worth. You got to have it for yourself. You can't expect somebody else to have it for you. Everything deal with self first. You can't go into nothing without having yourself right first. You can't have that worth if you don't have it first. You get what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to make mistakes and have to start over and redo shit, because sometimes that's required. But besides that, some of y'all just gluttons for punishment. Y'all will take that shit on and on and on when you ain't got to. Love is love, and we should all know the characteristics of love. You know what I mean? And if you ain't got that under wraps, guess what? Be single. Don't just open your legs to everybody and be willing to jump in anything with anybody. Get the backstory on that person first. You know how the motherfuckers look up your background and shit? That's what some of y'all motherfuckers need to do. Check out that bitch online and see what her record like, because she ain't gonna be real. Check that nigga's record, because he ain't gonna be real. You get what I'm saying? Most of these niggas be having CDVs and assaults against women, and most of y'all women don't know. You get what I'm saying? So y'all just go ahead and know what your worth is and stay blessed up, and see you on the other side. This your boy Burn One signing out. All right, y'all go ahead and hit the like button, the notification button, and let's keep this shit moving. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.